I thought it was time that I gave you some tips about how to pass the final exam in writing 121. Here are some do's and don'ts. Do respond with an essay. Students, it's an essay exam. They want to see you write an essay. So, write one. Let's remember some of the key features of writing an essay. An essay certainly includes an introduction. It certainly includes a body, and it certainly includes a conclusion. Those three elements are entry level for this exam. You have to include an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. Don't write a single paragraph. You'll need to write more than a single paragraph. Very often, and I see this especially with our practice exam and not so much on the actual final exam, but I will often see a student forget to paragraph. They might actually structure, they might have a thesis statement, they might have separate topic sentences that could have been divided into paragraphs. The people who read your final exam, they're just looking to perceive that you understand how to write an essay. And a paragraph is a paragraph, and an essay is a collection of paragraphs. So they're looking for multiple indentations, multiple instances of separate paragraphs. Do use signal phrases. I'm taking these do's and don'ts directly as I am scoring the practice exams, and I just read one. It was 2 paragraphs long, so it was not going to be a pass. So remember, we're on a 6-point scale here. 4 is passing. 3 is below passing. Brilliant writing that does not have the sufficient number of paragraphs will get a 3. Just to say, this particular one that I'm thinking about had the 2-paragraph problem, but it also had no signal phrases, no quotes from the essay, no paraphrase, and no summary of any of the ideas. So remember, yes, you could choose a narrative option for the final exam. There usually is one. But remember, you are choosing a narrative option to pursue the idea from the prompt essay. You're really writing about ideas, but you're using your own life to illustrate your points about an idea. You're not just writing a journal entry about your life. Do engage with the prompt essay. What do you mean by that? Engage with the prompt essay. What do I mean by that? Well, join the conversation. The essay itself has offered up a thesis, and it has used body paragraphs to support and develop that thesis, all towards an idea. And we've talked about this a great deal in this class. Remember, the writer of the prompt essay sat down with the thought, with the idea that they had a message that they wanted to convey to some people, a specific audience. We've talked a lot about this. Engage with the ideas. This is college, and we are learning how to engage with the ideas. So, how do we engage with the ideas in the prompt essay? Well, we use signal phrases, followed by quotes from the essay. You might choose a quote from the essay and respond directly to it. You might write, I want to take your minds back to some of the materials. Some of the materials that we looked at in this class came from this book called They Say, I Say. So the prompt essay writer, you would use their name. The prompt essay writer implies that, and then you would say what they would imply. Whichever one of those signal verbs you want to use. Signal verbs like they imply that, they state that, they forcefully demand that I'm trying to make this general so that we could have read any number of different essays, but all essays have in common that there is a motive for writing them. Nobody's sitting down to write an essay without trying to convey a message. And it's your job to engage with that as you respond to the prompt. Do read the prompt closely. You'll notice that the prompt is going to give you an opportunity to write in a narrative vein, probably. It'll give you possibly an opportunity to write in an analytical vein. It might ask you to evaluate between two items. Whatever it is, in every case, including the narrative vein, write about the essay more than yourself. That's what the final exam is asking us to do. Yes, certain of the narrative questions will ask a great deal. Will seem to imply that you could spend the entire essay writing about yourself. Write about a time when you too, I don't know, something that they will say about the essay. Depends on what the essay is. But every single time there will be a question that is something like, write about a time that you too experienced a similar situation to whatever the essay is that you've just read. You have to engage with the experience of the author who wrote the essay that you are being asked to write about. You're actually being asked to write about an essay, not necessarily your experience, though there is a prompt that does invite you to use your experience because we want everyone to succeed. We want everyone to succeed, and not everybody wants to do like an analysis or an evaluation or many of the other types of writing that might be done. But this is just a reminder to acknowledge at least like 2 or 3 times during your own response to that essay that you are responding to, a final exam essay prompt. And so you refer to that essay that you've been asked to read.